Wow, why is everything so quiet? I don't know, but welcome back, everybody, to Watcha Watchin. Tonight we're talking from dildo till duckhole. No, from dusk till dawn. And boy, does autocorrect screw with the name of this movie. Got a few trailers to talk about on Talking Trailer Trash. Trailer Trash Talk? Trailer Trash Talk. I think that's what we settled on. And a whole bunch of who's watching what. So, for what you're watching, we're the hosts. You're cool. That makes this whole thing awesome. That's right. You like how I did that? That's right. It says here on this little blue thing and the little green thing or whatever color it is at the bottom of the screen that my name's Reverend Jeff, and I'm the movie critic to the stars, to the galaxy. That's right, to the entire galaxy of the Milky Way. I am the movie critic to them. And with me, it's Cole Williams, the sex machine.
It's me. How you guys doing?
That's right. What does the sex machine sound like? That's exactly what the discussion was pre-show here tonight on What You're Watching. And we're not real sure that the sex machine has to sound.
That reference is, you'll find out as you listen to the show.
Absolutely. Lots of spoilers. If you've never seen From Dusk Till Dawn, you'll probably want to turn this off, go watch that, and then come back because we're going to spoil it for you. I promise. All right.
And if you haven't seen it, me and Rev are going to find you.
That's right. Trailer Trash Talk. War for the Planet of the Apes. Let go of me, you damn dirty ape. No, that's a different movie.
In this movie, I did not start this war.
Oh, this war, but I will finish it. That's right. After the apes suffer unimaginable losses, Caesar wrestles with his darker instincts and begins his own quest to avenge his kind. That's right. The snuffing out of the humans, the apes take control of the world in war for the Planet of the Apes. I don't know, dude. I dig these movies. I wasn't a real big fan of the James Douche Franco movie because I'm not a fan of him.
I love that movie. The concept came out. It still gives me chills down my spine when I watch that scene where Caesar says no for the first time.
Right.
But it's more worth it now because this is the movie I'm waiting for when I listen to interviews with the director and he'd be all talking about like, oh, this is the movie about the end of our civilization and the beginning of a new one. And I watch it. It's like, this is just a Prison Break movie. This isn't the end of our civilization. This is the beginning of a new. This is just, which I get it. It's supposed to be like the first in the trilogy, whatever. Yeah,
right.
The first domino.
We're gonna suck all the dollars out of your pockets with as much CGI apes as we can get away with.
At least it's good CGI apes.
That's true. It's expensive CGI apes. All right, moving right along. Speaking of CGI things, or at least things that should be CGI. Old Tom Cruise, the Scientologist. I need my piece of Xeon. He's coming back with the reboot of, well, not a reboot, but I guess it's Universal's
the beginning
attempt to reboot their monster movies with The Mummy.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think I just read this morning that it's going to be called The Dark Universe.
The Dark Universe. An ancient princess is awakened from her crypt beneath the desert, bringing with her malevolence grown over millennia and terrors that defy human comprehension. I mean, okay, anybody but Tom Cruise. What is he, 4'2"? I mean, he's literally like an inch over being a midget. I'm sure that's not true, but I read it somewhere on the internet, so it's not my fault.
Whatever's on the internet,
the opinions of the hosts
right?
and callers on What You're Watching may not be that of What You're Watching, and they're the responsibles of the hosts and callers to What You're Watching. Sorry, I had to get that disclaimer out of the way.
I don't approve of it.
I'm excited for it. I like the movie, the Mummy movies. You know, we'll see how badly Tom Cruise makes me cringe on this one too. Okay. Ja, the weird hippo dog vegan movie. Meet Mija, a young girl who risks everything to prevent a powerful multinational company from kidnapping her best friend, a massive animal named Okja. Netflix movie. I don't know what to think of it. Is it like a conspiracialist's view of the world today? I'm not really sure, but apparently there's lots of undertones and people.
I feel like it's going to be a very propagandy towards people that are all like, oh, whoever eats meat is the devil. This movie's
the devil, I tell you.
The devil.
I got news for you. I want to know how the meat right behind Okja's neck tastes. That's just me, though. I mean,
I don't know. He does look like he has a lot of good meat on him.
Man, I don't want to assume it's gender. One of them things. Right, they. I guess we can call it they. I don't know what I don't know how much meat they have on it. See, that doesn't work. That's what they want. They want that. Screw that. All right, moving right along. It doesn't work. They doesn't work for it. It is the proper phrase. I'm sorry. Michael Bay explosions. Michael Bay explosions. Explosions by Michael Bay. That's right. Coming up on Transformers the last night. Explosions. Yeah, humans and Transformers are at war. Optimus Prime is gone. The key to saving our future lies buried in the secrets of the past, in the hidden history of Transformers on Earth. Yeah, apparently there's this whole secret trailer stuff I watched last week that was the secret history of the Transformers. Whatever. Just show us the damn Transformers and get on with it. That's all we want. Don't be like last time and say, oh, Dinobots. The last 8 movies.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm actually going to go see this one, because after the last one, I'm just like, I don't want to give Michael Bay any more of my money, especially when he made that douchey comment that was like, oh, well, like it or hate my movies, you're going to go see them anyways.
Explosions, Michael Bay explosions, because you want explosions. I'm Michael Bay. Whatever, dude.
I want your explosions.
And that pretty much wraps up Trailer Trash Talk for this week. We always catch the newest trailers. If you've seen a trailer that we haven't talked about, page facebook.com/watchingvids. That's how easy it is.
Because we are watching all the vids.
That's right, peoples. Okay. Moving right along on to, hey, Collier, what you watching?
Oh, what have I been watching? Well, that's a good question. I was watching this stupid-ass movie.
Queen of the Damned. The vampire Lestat becomes a rock star whose music wakes up the queen of all vampires. Queen of the Dead.
Queen of the Damned.
Written by Anne, Queen of the Damned, Queen of the Dumbasses. Written by Anne Rice, of course, who just needed to suck off of the foreskin of Lestat, I mean, really, how many books do you need to write off of this crap, lady?
Like I said, it's a stupid movie, but I feel like it's that fun type of stupid where you can get on board and just laugh at some of the stupid stuff. Like when the guy goes to sing, it's pretty obviously dubbed over by whoever is the main singer for Korn. I swear to God, that's what it is.
It's
when he starts singing, I'm just like, wait, that's Korn.
It's like in Euro Trip, where Matt Damon's up on stage to sing to Fiona. Yeah, he gets up on stage to sing to Fiona. Scotty Doesn't Know. And the band that actually sings Scotty Doesn't Know is a famous band. I can't remember which one it is, but it's their voice coming out of Matt Damon's lips. And it's just like, you can't sing, you douche knuckle. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. You haven't seen Euro Trip. Oh my God, you're lost in retarded teenage hijinks. Just watch it. Anyhow, sorry, moving right along from Queen of the Damned on what calls been late. You're watching Hatchet.
Oh yeah.
When a group of tourists on a New Orleans haunted swamp tour find themselves stranded in the wilderness, their evening of fun and spooks turns into a horrific nightmare. Directed by Adam Green, written by Adam Green, stars Adam Green and more. Hatchet.
Pretty much a fun love letter to all the slasher movies, directed by one of the nerdiest horror geeks out there. It stars Kane Hodder, who is the man. He played Jason Voorhees 4 times.
Four-time Jason Voorhees, man. He's in our movie, dude. He's
Axe Paw. He is the Jason Voorhees.
That's right. 4 out of 20, man. No other Jason played him more times than this guy.
Exactly, man. If anybody else thinks they're more Jason than Kane, they're lying.
They're just wrong, man. They're just wrong. Kane Hodder's the greatest that dude ever.
And whoever thinks that they need to replace Jason, Kane Hodder as Jason is freaking working for the government, man. It's a conspiracy.
They're a paid shill just to make sure that Kane Hodder never works again, dude. I know it.
Exactly,
government's man. Conspiracy, dude. I know it.
Don't fall into the conspiracy and go watch this movie, okay?
Don't buy into it, man. Watch Hatchet, dude.
Of comedy horror, okay?
Yeah, I've actually watched this one tonight. I like Hatchet, so
I love it.
When you said that you watch Hatched, I was like, why are you watching a movie about a little Tweety bird that's in cartoon? Yeah. But
we were going through the list of stuff, and I was like, wait, I didn't watch Hatched, dude. I watched Hatchet.
And finally,
autocorrect strikes again.
Wrapping up what Cole's been watching with Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack.
After 5 years, after 10, almost a decade, we finally got the conclusion. I finally watched the season finale for season 5, and a lot of people seem to not like it, but I do. So, yeah, there's a lot of people that said it was like very rushed and felt anticlimactic, but I felt like it was the perfect way to end the series.
I think it was definitely well written to the point that should Samurai Jack have come really across Aku's path, and actually caught up with him in the past, the show would have been over much earlier. Yeah. I mean, as a samurai, as Samurai Jack, he should be able to kick the crap out of Aku. That's the whole point of it, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people said that it totally clashed with the bulk of the season, which I disagree. There was like plenty of silly moments over the because they were complaining how some of the moments in the show, this final episode, were a little bit silly. But I don't know. Over the season, there was like plenty of silly moments.
It's like cartoon about a samurai. I mean, come on. There's going to be some dabs. I mean, that's the whole point of it.
Especially all the scenes with Aku. Like the first scene in this season with Aku is pretty much him with a copy of himself playing therapist.
Right. I forgot about that. See what happens when you watch stupid stuff. It makes you laugh later on. And that's the whole reason that we watch it.
And it was just fun watching Aku pretty much show the intro to the original season.
Right. So if you haven't watched this season of Samurai Jack, you should definitely. It's on demand. It's on disc. Yeah. It's on TV. Everywhere right now. So I think it's Cartoon Network Saturday nights it's on, but now it'll be on demand.
It's on Adult Swim on Toonami right now. And
there you go.
This week, actually, they're doing a full season 10 marathon if you want to pull an all-nighter and watch it.
Nice. Or set your DVR to watch it and you can watch it later. To record it and watch it later. We do have these things called DVRs in the future there, buddy.
What? What are them there DVRs? Is this devil magic?
Devil magic, that's right. Well, Rev,
what have you been watching?
There you go. All right, we're gonna get this transition thing done one of these ways, I swear. First thing I was checking out this week, dude, Inglourious Bastards. Yeah. Probably one of the finest Quentin Tarantino movies. I mean, he makes there isn't a bad. I haven't found a bad Tarantino movie, and of course, we were doing From Dusk Till Dawn, which is actually a David Rodriguez movie, not a Tarantino movie.
But it's Inglourious written by Tarantino,
right? Exactly. It's just
and stars Tarantino,
right? It's so confusing as to whose movies are whose, but I think they're all written by Tarantino, but some are directed by Robert Rodriguez. I said David, put on that Robert. This movie, The Bear Jew, dude. I'm cheering every time the Bear Jew comes out with his bat, dude. I love that scene. That is just And when you get home, are you going to take off that uniform? Yeah. See, we can't allow that. See, we need to mark you in such a way that people will know that you was a Nazi. Dude, it's just wow. Anyhow, yep, Inglourious Basterds was the first.
Best is killing Nazis.
That's right. In Nazi-occupied France during World War II, a plan to assassinate Nazi leaders by a group of Jewish U.S. soldiers coincides with the theater owner's vengeful plans for the same. And you could bust this one out with From Dusk Till Dawn and The Hateful Eight and have like a fantastic, movies and chill night with Tarantino. I really couldn't see how to spend a better year.
Who else would you want to chill with but Tarantino?
Dude, Tarantino, I'd love to watch friggin' movies with Tarantino because I think he would be an absolute.
Yeah, he's probably already seen every one of them.
The old Reb here was very, very lucky, and he got out opening night to catch Alien Covenant. A crew of a colony ship bound for the remote planet discover an uncharted paradise with a threat beyond their imagination and must attempt a harrowing escape. That's right. It's 10 years later from the Prometheus, and why this isn't called Prometheus 2 is a fail. It's just an outer fail. If you liked Prometheus,
they don't want to. They want to.
Prometheus shouldn't have bombed. That is dumb. But if you liked Prometheus, which almost everybody I've ever talked to loves Prometheus, you'll like Alien Covenant because it's got the same look to it, the same feel to it. The monsters are scary. The situations are scary. You see the protomorph, the anti-morph, the xenomorph. The plot line gets a little screwy in the middle. It's a really good movie until it isn't. And then it becomes a good movie again. So just kind of suffer through it there for those 20 minutes when you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's okay. You'll figure it out. But in the end, it goes right in line with the Alien movies. I think it leaves it open for one more before the original Alien. It just
I believe I heard that there's going to be actually another one. It's going to be called Alien Awakening. And if
right.
I heard was right, it's actually going to be a prequel to this prequel.
A prequel to this prequel?
Yeah,
that doesn't make
the
any
Prometheus
sense.
Sequel.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense because there's nothing left undone between the 10 years of when. I don't know. That's just going to be dumb as shit if that's what happens. Anyhow, I ain't making the movies. They're making the movies. All I can tell you is from the way they ended this one, they left it open perfectly for a really super creepy space movie before Alien. Well, they actually could leave it. Anyhow, go see it. I'll stop rambling about it.
I'm hoping to see it this week.
Trying not to give any spoilers is what my problem is. Every time I run into a spoiler in my brain, I have to change thoughts. So I'll stop talking about it and I'll go see it. As soon as Cole can get his butt to the damn theater, we'll talk about it here.
Rev knows if he spoils it for me, I'm going to beat him with a stick.
And finally, with what I was watching, Brockmire season finale. It's not what you're going to expect. It's not what I expected. I wanted more. I was sad that there were only 8 episodes in this season. However, it was already renewed for a second season before we ever saw the first episode. So, yay, Brockmire. Sorry, I was late.
They're putting all their chips behind this guy.
That's right. Sorry, I was late. I was finger blasting your mom.
My mom's dead. Dick.
Yeah, no wonder she took so long to finish. I mean, that's literally the kind of humor that you get out of Brockmire, a drunken, drugged out minor league baseball announcer. And I think season 2 will just be even more hilarity to come. And with that, that's what we was watching this week. If you'd like, why don't you run over to facebook.com/watchingvids. No G, just watching vids. And tell us what you've been watching.
Yeah. You too can watch vids with us.
That's right. You can watch vids right along with us. This is the time where we stop in the show and we say hi to all 5 of our fans that are out there in the internet watching us live. Let's see who's out there in La La Land tonight. And of course, there's the Mr. Dean Cooper gonna hit somebody in the head with a wrench. Who the hell is this Collier Wilmus guy? He's he stalks me. I swear to God, every place.
I hate him. I really hate him.
There's Mr. Sam Squanch Rivera. How you doing there, Chief? Calling in from Florida.
How you doing, Mr. Sam Squanch?
Let's see. We're going to scroll down here a little bit. There's my drunken Irish dad. That's right, Ryan McGinty. How you doing there, sir? Glad you're joining us tonight.
Does he smell like Irish Spring?
Drummer forever, Mr. Gary, Miss Whitney. How you doing, guys? Glad you could be out there. So, they're waiting on berries. How long does it take for berries? Yeah, I don't know. That's the life.
Speed up them berries already.
That's right. Get them berries going because we got wheels to move. We got a camp out to go to. All right. Hey, look, there's Miss Squatchbox and her kid Christopher hanging out watching tonight.
Chris. How you doing?
How you doing there? So glad you could join us as well. And let's see here. I'll bet you that's about it. I've talked about 7 people, so that's who's watching us live. However, if you do like the show, click the subscribe button, click the little bell next to it so you get notifications when a new show is coming up. And we're going to be here on Monday nights. We're trying to be around 8 o'clock. Oh, look, Rod Dupree.
I was going to say, did you get Wyatt Tola and Jimmy Strap?
Not yet. I haven't gotten down that far. But hi, Wyatt Tola.
Well, I got him.
Wyatt Tola? No, I think, is that what that actually says? I always say it's Wyatt Ola, but it's Wyatt Tola.
Tomato.
Jimmy Strap corn, and I don't care. Jimmy Strap corn, and I don't care. Because the rep's going to smoke good, Jay. All right. That takes care. Hey, nope. Now, batting third, our center fielder, Mr. Kurt.
Oh, how could we have almost forgotten?
Well, I just saw his name. If I missed you out there, then you didn't leave me a comment in here, and I don't know that you're out there. Yeah. If you leave us a comment, I'll say hi to you too, because you are just as special as every.
So that's why you need to get it on the desktop, on your little laptop, so you can get the chat box so you can talk to us.
I think it works on the phone too, man. They just gotta actually click in there and say something. Yeah.
Every time I went on the phone, it never works. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll have to figure that out in the after show tonight. Okay, tonight we're talking about From Dildo Till Dusk. From
Cheese.
Till Cheese. No, From Dusk Until Dawn, 1996. That's right. Robert Rodriguez, written by Robert Kurtzman. Quentin Tarantino wrote the screenplay, starring Harvey Keitel, George Clooney, Juliette Lewis, and a whole bunch of other really talented people. 2 criminals and their hostages unknowingly seek temporary refuge in an establishment populated by the vampires, of course.
Goddamn vampires.
Damn vampires, man. I swear. I would love Santa Claus if it wasn't for the damn vampires.
I hate vampires. They're always going up in here. They're sparkling and all that all the time. I fucking
all
hate
the sparkly stuff going on. I don't know why. That's just
kind of hate them.
So we start out in the movie with a defeated pastor and his family who has lost his faith in God. He hasn't lost his faith in religion, just his faith in God, because God let his wife die.
Yeah.
And if a faithful servant like him isn't going to be protected.
From Harry and the Hendersons, that when you're a pastor or someone who believes in God, you always look at yourself in the mirror and ask, am I a fool? Am I a fool?
Am I a fool? That's right. Am I a fool?
Quentin Tarantino admitted it himself.
That he stole it right out of Harry and the Hendersons. And these 2 dirtbags are landing in the same hotel room. Or a hotel or motel, I guess. It's not a hotel.
Yes,
it's
the Gecko Brothers.
Hotel, motel, the Gecko Brothers. Seth and
they're not here to sell you car insurance.
What the hell? It's Seth and
Greg?
No. Come on, man. What's Tarantino's friggin' Richard? Seth and Richard.
Dick.
Gecko. And they've got this bank teller from the last job that they finished in the trunk of the car. I guess we kind of skipped the whole opening scene where they blew up the gas station and the sheriff.
Yeah, and Quentin Tarantino's character kept claiming that the guy at the front was mouthing the words, "Help me."
Well, that's where we're starting to get our first glimpses of the fact that Richard's got a problem.
Yeah, he's a little bit messed in the head.
He's a little on the shit ain't right in my screw brain side. That is for sure. And the more the movie goes on, the more we learn about this.
That Seth, he keeps having to make excuses for his fucked up
clean up his fuck up. See, Seth goes out for some burgers and comes back to a raped and slaughtered bank
sweet old lady
in the room. Yeah, there was no real reason to kill. And one of the things that I liked about that scene was the fact that they gave you subliminal flashes.
Yeah, it was all in quick flashes. They could have showed you.
Room. Oh, they could have. They really could have
gotten that as gratuitous as possible.
It was a rated R movie. They had every right to do that. But I think in the filming of it, they were right to say, that's just too much for this movie. This movie doesn't have that kind of feel.
Yeah, and I think it just sticks with you even more when you get those quick flashes.
And I honestly think that later down the road, I think you would care less that Richard got bit and turned into a vampire and had a.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there in just a minute. But yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot about Richard that you don't like. So basically, they hijacked this priest and his family.
Yeah, and then we get our next little inkling that he's not right in the head when he looks at. Is she a teenage daughter? Because he imagines that she looks at him and asks, will you eat my pussy, please?
Yeah, like in his mind, that's literally what he heard that little girl say to him. Now, she didn't say it because later on, he makes reference to it, and she's like, what?
Huh? What?
I ain't saying nothing to you, crazy-ass man. And Seth knows that he's a raping, murdering problem. I mean... This isn't the first time with the bank teller, and he's only really wanting to use this family to get into Mexico. They've got this big RV, and just like We're the Millers, they think it's a great cover to get into Mexico. Now, I've been to Mexico a whole lot. Let me tell you, it ain't hard to get into Mexico. I mean, they don't check shit going into Mexico.
They check shit in this movie.
Coming back. Well, that was the weird thing. It was like they you got anything on board we need to know about? Like what? We're gonna bring pot into Mexico?
And speaking of that,
Mexicans into Mexico?
Yeah. Speaking of that, while we're on the topic of repeated things in this movie, this is the first part that Cheech plays in this movie.
That's right. The first of I think 3 he ends up playing in this movie. Cheech Marin, of course, of Cheech and Chong, the ultimate pot man. He literally comes on board to search the RV. Who's ever been searched going into Mexico? I'd like to hear from you. If you come across this video and you've gone into Mexico driving and the Mexican police have actually searched you for something, please let us know, because I've never seen it happen.
And if you have a good story, we'll narrate it in a future video, maybe.
Exactly. We'll tell your story on the air. But it's just, I've never seen, it's like you go to the border, there's a line 6 miles long trying to get through the border coming into America, but everybody's just cruising, getting into Mexico. So I'm not real sure where the strong writing comes from there, Quentin Tarantino, or why the hell I mean, I understand that the Gecko Boys would not want to like roll up in their friggin' hot Cougar that they just did a bank job in, that they threw the bank teller in the end of, but, or, in the trunk of, but why not just steal the RV and drive that bitch across the border? You know what I mean? I mean, I don't understand.
Them,
the Gecko Brothers. Why wouldn't the Gecko Brothers just have stolen the RV and just driven it across the border?
There was an FBI out looking for them, so maybe they would have.
Sure, but yet they didn't cross any FBI people between where they left at the motel and by the time they got to the border.
But they possibly could have had a warrant and a posting of what they look like out for arrest. And
do you honestly think the Mexican people care?
I don't know.
The Mexican side.
I think the border people care.
I doubt that very seriously. Anyhow, moving right along. I'm trying
to offer an explanation for the good people, okay?
Right. So they get into a situation, and of course, Richard starts running his mouth while they're getting inspected. And he had gotten them all pinched. I mean, there would have been no question. They would have all been in there in question. So he knocks him out in the friggin' bathroom.
I just love that scene where he's
just knocks him clean out in the bathroom and busts his glasses all up. Oh, I laid him out flat. They get across the Mexican border. They are now.
This is cultural appropriation.
Oh yeah, this is horrible, horrible racist comments here. I mean, so what I want you to do, Jacob, is I want you to point this big bastard south for about 19 miles, and when you see a road that I can't pronounce in Mexican, then turn left. And up that road, you're going to see a sign that says the Titty Twister. And then I want you to pull in because that's where we're going. Dude, everybody wants to have a club called the Titty Twister, but here in America, we're not allowed to.
And that's why this is Mexico.
We literally had in Florida, down Lee Road, there was the booby trap. And I think that was the closest that we could get to it. And the thing was literally painted like boobs and had nipples on the top of it. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. So, well, of course, what do? We get out of the truck and we're introduced to Cheech Marin. Oh,
pussy, we got pussy. We got hot pussy.
We got all kind of pussy.
If we have a pussy that you don't like, fuck it.
Fuck it. That's right. Oh, look here. American Pie pussy.
No, it was apple pie pussy.
Oh, yeah. Apple pie pussy. And, of course, he puts his hand on Seth, which is a bad idea, and gets knocked flat out.
And, of course, like a dick, Richard
goes over, kicks him while he's down. Hi there. You like that? Nice to meet you. Slam. Well, you kind of want to teach him to not get up.
Yeah.
You want to win the war and then win all other wars.
We can tell that's not what it is that Richard's wanting to do that. He just wants to do that because he wants to be a badass like his brother.
He just wants to, he just wants to follow in Seth's footsteps. That's definitely.
But he's failing at it.
So they come into the bar and they meet Machete behind the bar. And he's, for some reason, trying to get them out the bar. He's trying to save their lives. He was the only person in this entire movie that tried to warn them to get out away from this bar as far as they could. He's like, oh, you can't drink here. This is bar only for truckers. Now, you know why they did that, right?
I never thought of it that way, but why did they do that?
Well, because truckers usually won't get looked for. Truck drivers a lot of times are unattached people. You know, they'll be gone for long periods of time, and by the time somebody realizes that they're gone, they won't even know that they ended up at the Titty Twister. So that's why they would try and drive away anybody who wasn't a trucker, so that they didn't have people who had families who would immediately come looking for them and bring the cops, and then they got to kill cops. And killing cops is a bad thing. Exactly. Just killing cops is a bad thing, you know, because the Queen of the Damned is going to be a little upset about it. But dude, they convince him. You see that big RV out there? You got to have yourself a Class C license to drive that. See that to you?
Makes me a trucker. Fuck it, fine.
That's right. Makes me a trucker. I'm going to drink, and these here are my friends. And it's just like, Jacob, you just talked yourself into an ass killing and invited your children to dinner with the devil. But okay, here's a glass and a bottle.
Yeah, it's fine. He doesn't believe in that stuff anymore.
I loved it. You got food here? Best in Mexico.
I doubt
that.
And at this moment, we get introduced into one of the best characters. You see this guy drinking a beer. Then this whip just comes around, wraps around the beer, whips it over. There's Tom motherfucking Savini playing Sex Machine.
Sex Machine, that's right. Dude pulls out a pocket switchblade, flips it open, and the Sex Machine literally has a crotch gun.
It's called the cock rocket. Open. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, the cock rocket. It's not. Look, I know about firearms, and that thing ain't functional worth a shit. But boy, it looked cool on camera to have 2 sets of cylinders as balls and a friggin'. It couldn't have worked if it wanted to, but that wasn't the point. It was like,
that's when you start thinking about it, like, okay, how do the bullets get from those testicle things?
They don't.
No, there's no way.
But hey, it looked really cool on camera. He's like, yeah, I stole your beer. Don't mess with me. I shoot you with my dick gun.
Exactly.
And then there's the big black guy, and I can never remember his character name. The guy said,
I just always thought of him as big black guy.
Fred Williams plays Frost, and Frost has a backstory in Mexico. That's how he ends up in the Titty Twister. And I don't know the backstory to it. And they didn't do a very good job of telling us the backstory to it. But apparently in the DVD extras, there's a whole thing about who Frost is, because he's another badass.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there, and some titty dancer's on the table, and he's trying to build a friggin' a domino tower for some dumb fucking reason in a titty bar. I'm in a titty bar to look at titties. I don't know what Frost is in there to do, but apparently it wasn't to look at titties. He was in there.
He's one of those guys that goes there just to do that because he's like, yeah, I'm too cool for this shit.
I'm too cool. I'm wasting my money. Right. I'll throw some hundreds on the stage.
I'm just here to piss the other guys off.
I'm down like that, and y'all can pay me attention, but I'm just gonna ignore you because I'm Frost. That's who I am.
That, or maybe he's just the good guy who's being a designated driver for his friend.
And then we have literally one of the most beautiful women performing one of the most erotic screen performances I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of crazy shit. Okay. But Selma Hayek knocks it out of the park. I think that's who that was, wasn't it?
Yep, that was Selma Hayek.
Yes, that was Selma Hayek. Thank you. Santanico Pandemonium. Exactly. Even the snake. I never liked strippers with snakes, man. I don't get that. I don't understand the sexiness of a stripper with a snake. A lot of guys do. I'm not one of them. It might be more for the stripper than it is the dude. Not sure. But even that was okay in this movie because I knew that she was a vampire, so I got the snake reference, whatever. But dude, straight up, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered what man was in that place, Viagra or not. Johnny's paid attention to that woman dancing through the house, and it's just like, favorite moment in just about any Quentin Tarantino movie was her dancing on the stage.
Right up to the man, Quentin Tarantino himself. And indulged his foot fetish.
That's right. Stuck her toe and then poured that liquor right. Oh, man, dude. Anyhow. Yeah. But it was shortly after that she became a vicious, blood-sucking vampire. And all
not
your fantasies
just a vampire, a snake vampire.
A snake vampire. Yeah, she was wicked. So, then comes the conundrum. What are we dealing with here? Well, we're dealing with vampires. Well, I don't believe in vampires. Well, you know what, Jacob? I don't fucking believe in vampires either. But do you have another explanation for what we're dealing with other than blood-sucking fucking vampires? Because I don't. Yeah. I don't have another thing to call them. I don't know what else they could be. I don't believe in vampires either, but there they fucking are.
But at this moment, one of the Gecko brothers, played by Quentin Tarantino, he gets his comeuppance.
That's right. They kill poor Richard. Well, she bites,
not poor him.
She bites Richard. Yeah. And this is when they start talking about the vampires is when all of them start to come to life. And it's just like, they all fight.
And then it becomes a bloody massacre of awesomeness.
Yes, it does.
Truckers getting bitten by and eaten by vampires. Stripper vampires tables getting flipped over and being used to stake vampires through the heart.
Exactly. What do you call an upside down table at a vampire strip club? Seating for 4.
Oh.
You get it? I had to restructure that one from a gay joke because I didn't want to be, distasteful.
What? Distasteful here?
No, never here on Watcha Watchin. That's not the point of this at all. So the battle ensues and they kill off these vampires, but all of a sudden they hear the doors rattling and the windows rattling.
And then wave 2 begins.
Well, they lock themselves in the ammo closet. Now, why these vampires would have brought all this shit in from all their trucks that they've stolen from all these dead truckers?
Well, they might want to make a few bucks pawning off like water guns and stuff.
I thought about some of that. Yeah, right, exactly. 1.5 million condoms. I'm not, you're in a titty bar.
Also, we know how big the libido of a vampire is, so they're gonna need condoms.
That's true, because Lestat sure did like to punk that guy in the butt a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. We're back to doing. We're back to doing. There at Watcha Watchin. Seriously, as far as a vampire movie goes, this has everything you want. It has the silver, it has the crosses, it has the wooden stakes.
Unless you're wanting sparkly vampires,
right? Unless you
can go watch a different movie.
Yeah, you can go watch Twilight. I've never seen any of those sparkly vampire movies.
I have nieces that were heavily into that, and I was forced to watch that.
I got lucky and didn't have to go through any of that crap, so hallelujah. But
you lucky bastard.
In the end, of course, this is a feel-good movie. Quentin Tarantino movies are always feel-good movies. The good guy always wins in a Quentin Tarantino
feel good for those who love blood and gore.
Well, it's somebody always survives. There's always that feel-good moment when somebody gets away. And of course, in the end, friggin' Seth and the girl from the preacher family survives the night, and we meet old Cheech Marin for the third time.
In his third time.
In his third role in this movie.
This isn't even my final form.
Exactly. As another human who is buying their way into El Rey.
And he, of course, has to be like, out of all, have you ever been to this place? No, but isn't it as good as any other bar?
Yeah,
There's fucking vampires in there.
And out of every bar in Mexico, why did you pick this one? I don't know, same as every other place, right? No, as a matter of fact, not. So he ends up giving
fucking dead.
He ends up giving Kate $100,000 and telling her to get lost.
Scram.
She wanted to go to El Rey with him. She wanted to go. El Rey is basically bad man's land where horrible people go to hide. And he didn't want to expose her to what could most likely happen to her in a place like that. So he shoved her pockets full of money and said, take any car you want.
As we learned, he is a criminal with a heart of gold.
Criminal with a heart of gold. That's right. I'll kill your mother. I'll stab your father in the penis, but I'll give your crippled little cousin $600,000 because he's crippled.
Exactly.
And with that, people, that's going to actually do it for this edition of Watcha Watchin. Look at that. Wrapped up another one already, Cole. If you get your ass out to the friggin' movies this weekend, we'll do Alien Covenant next week. If not, check back at the facebook.com/WatchaWatch. Our watching vids.
Updated.
And we'll update on what we're going to do. So we want to thank every single one of you for being out there. Cole, you got anything you want to finish up with tonight, sir?
Get a cock rocket, everybody.
Get a cock rocket. That's right. Go to the Indiegogo campaign for
the Savini cock rocket.
Not the Savini cock rocket. For what movies, dumbass?
We're doing a Indiegogo. It's actually starting to wrap up for Harvest and Alone. It's going to be a movie that I'm doing the makeup for, and they're going to be two very strong horror films. And it's something that they're very unique, I'll say. I don't want to give too much away.
Right. But the trailers and everything and the information's up on the Indiegogo.com campaign. You can search for Harvest or Alone, and it'll definitely
pop it's up. A horror combo pack.
Horror combo.
Yeah, that's one thing. If you donate to this, you'll be actually donating to two movies.
Two movies. Not just one, but two movies.
Double feature, guys.
Double feature. And with that, we're going to double feature our ass out of here tonight. Want to thank every single one of our 6 viewers for watching us live. I'm sure there's actually more than that. And share us with your friends if you like what we're doing here, because we're going to keep doing it whether you like it or not. That's right. Exactly. Just like Michael Bay, you're going to keep coming here and watching us because you ain't got shit else to do on a Monday night at this time.
We're still working on our explosions, though.
That's right. We do have some exit music, though. That's right. Here at Watcha Watchin, you are important to us. We'd like to hear from you. Leave us a message in the comment section. Click like, click subscribe, share it with all your friends on Facebook because we're little. We need to get big.
Then head over to our Facebook page too.
That's right. Facebook.com/.
Do we have an Instagram?
We do have an Instagram.
Yeah,
Watching Vids.
Go make us Insta famous, guys.
We have Twitter. Watching Vids as well.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, we'll see you next week, peoples. Toodaloos!